In a handstand, there are quite a few muscles that are being used. They range from the muscles in your arms, shoulder, back, core, hip, and leg muscles. However, there are a few main muscles that I would say play a more significant role, that being the shoulders and the forearms. In my opinion, these muscles are the ones that should be trained more frequently, as this is what's going to allow you to have longer endurance in your handstand and gain more time under tension, which is very important as you need to spend as much time as possible upside down to build the mind-muscle connection. So just briefly, when performing any movement in your body, you have primary and secondary muscles that allow you to move your body. The primary muscles act as the main muscles being used in the movement, and then the secondary muscles act as the supporting muscles. So in a handstand, the main muscle that is being used are the shoulders. However, when you're first learning the handstand, you will most likely use your forearms a lot when pushing with your fingertips to regain balance. So I would argue the main muscles used are your shoulders and your forearms, and basically everything else I mentioned before are secondary muscles, which are used for support and stability. Therefore, we should focus on the main muscles we need to train the most in order to gain more time under handstand and gain that mind-muscle connection. So, how do we do this? Well, here are 2 shoulder exercises that helped me gain the necessary strength. The first one is Pike push-ups with regressions and progressions. For those that don't know, regressions are variations of the exercise to make it easier to perform, and progressions are variations to make the exercises harder. So to perform the movement, we begin in a downward dog position with our hands placed roughly shoulder width apart. Then, while maintaining straight legs and an engaged core, we bend at the elbows until the bottom and then push back up. Now, it's important to keep the tension in our shoulders, so we need to make sure we don't push our body backward, but rather upward. And we maintain a 90-degree angle with our wrist. You want to aim for at least 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps if you're a beginner, with 1 to 2 minutes of rest. And gradually, as you improve in skill level, increase the sets and reps. Now, if this is too hard for you, we can perform a regression by adding on yoga blocks to increase the height, which will reduce the load going to your shoulders. If the exercise is too easy, we can progress this by increasing the height of our feet, which will place more load on our shoulders. And to progress even further, we can also increase the height of our hands so that we get a deeper range of motion, as our head won't be in the way of the ground. The next exercise is pretty standard, and you've probably seen it everywhere, which is the shoulder press. If you have access to some basic equipment such as dumbbells, then great, we can benefit from this. If not, just stick to Pike push-ups. Now, there are heaps of videos online for the shoulder press and many variations, but more specifically for the handstand, I prefer doing standing dumbbell shoulder press, as it mimics the handstand the best. Simply because when performing the shoulder dumbbell press, we squeeze our glutes and engage our core as we would in a handstand, which helps to stabilize the lower back and pelvis so we prevent the infamous banana back. I also like to choose a weight that's not too heavy but enough to challenge my muscles, because going heavy can compromise your form and then lead to injury, and it's something I don't want to risk. If I did want to progressively overload, I would simply just perform more reps or increase the weight only slightly. So to perform the movement, grab the weight that matches your level, squeeze your glutes, and press the dumbbells up into full range of motion, ensuring your elbows aren't flared out, but rather at a slight angle in the scapular plane. Anywhere from 3 to 5 sets of 6 to 12 reps is good, depending on your level, and 1 to 2 minutes rest between sets. Cool. Now I'll show you the forearm exercises that I did to achieve my handstand. Firstly, if you haven't seen my wrist mobility video, go check that out. At the start of the video, I demonstrated a few warm-up exercises you can do, which are simple exercises that target the forearms as well. You just need to do them for a few more sets. and they are all home workout friendly. The exercises I do are wrist curls with a barbell. This one is pretty goated and burns like crazy. To do this exercise, we grip the bar roughly shoulder width apart, and we need to place our arms on a surface where our hands are hanging off the edge. I like to use a bench. Then with our thumbs under the bar, or what they call the suicide grip, curl the bar to the full range of motion, and then control the movement back down. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps is a killer for me, so I stick with that and about 1 to 2 minutes of rest. This exercise will make you question the meaning of life. Nice. So those are the exercises I did for the shoulder and forearm strength. I never really had many issues elsewhere regarding strength, but everyone is different, so you have to see for yourself what muscle area you are lacking and train it up. Some tips to help you identify what's wrong with your handstands are: 1, if your shoulders are too far forward and past your wrist, you have a banana back like I did when I first started, you are most likely lacking either shoulder mobility, go check my shoulder mobility video if that's you, and core engagement. Train your core with banana boat holds or general ab exercises. If your head is sticking out and you want a straighter handstand, then you need to push through your shoulders more. Try to get your ears as close to or in line with your arms as possible. Then engage the core and flex your quads and glutes. Starting on the wall first helps because it allows you to follow through the cues one by one to make sure you're doing it right. So use the wall. If you find that you're wobbling a lot whilst performing a handstand, you either have a very weak core or you just don't have a pelvic tilt. This means that you need to squeeze your glutes. Okay guys, that's all for this video. If you want one-to-one coaching for achieving the handstand, send me a DM on my socials. I'll provide you with advice and a custom-made workout plan to achieve your handstand. If you like the video, thumbs up and subscribe for more content just like this. Peace. Why is wobbling so hard?